Murphy,
Touch is a nose boob to the palm of our hand. We can use this as a way to warm our dog up for training, or redirect them away from something, or just to kind of get them focused and playing around with us.
Boy. Nice job. Sit. Yes, good boy. Murphy, down. Yes, good boy. Yes, good boy. Sit. Yes. Down. Yes. Yes. Sit. Yes, good boy, Murphy. Good job, bud.
For recall, Murphy, you're going to say, yes. Murphy, come. Yes, Murphy, and then as soon as he turns and looks at you, you're going to mark yes, Murphy. And then begin praising him all the way to you and reward with a treat once he's there. That praising him all the way to you is super important, so it's going to keep him excited to keep coming and also keep him focused. You want to practice this anywhere that you can where you have access to a field or a dog park that's empty, or you can use a long leash, a 15 to 20 foot leash in green spaces at parks. Practicing in more and more areas is going to help generalize this so that it is useful if there were an emergency recall you needed to do.
Murphy, come. Yes, good boy. Nice job, bud.
Leave it means stop and back away from the thing that you were headed towards. You can practice this in the house by just dropping treats or other items that he really likes to grab a hold of, like socks or paper towels. And then you'll say leave it, and when he backs away, you'll mark yes and reward. The other way to do this, especially in real life, is you're not going to have the treats on your body, so you're going to do a praise party to the treat jar. So you're going to see me do that here. We drop the treats, ask him to leave it, and then we're going to praise, party all the way, and go get our treat. Drop it means let go of the thing that is in your mouth. You can practice this most often by doing it during playtime. So he really loved this longer tug toy, and so we practiced a lot with it. When you're doing it with play, just want to make sure you let him get a lot of playtime in between, and that you're not constantly asking him to drop it. So you're going to say drop it, and then as soon as he lets go and drops it, you'll mark yes and reward by tossing a few treats onto the ground. As I said, make sure you play a lot in between so that he doesn't think the game is stupid. So mark yes as soon as he lets go, toss the treats. You can also practice with real items that he might grab around the house. Again, like a sock or a paper towel, like we talked about with leave it. Wait for him to get it. Here I've got a sock, and when he picks it up, I'm going to ask him to drop it and then do the same thing. I'll mark yes as soon as he lets go and reward with a treat. Place means go there, lay there, and stay there until released. Murphy's release word is free. So I'm going to cue him to place. Once he lays down, I'm going to mark yes and reward. Sometimes Murphy doesn't lay down right away, and in that case, if he's sitting, just stand there and wait and be patient, and he will lay down if you wait him out. And then as soon as he lays down, you can mark yes and reward or just praise him. And then you're going to practice by walking around the house, moving, adding in some small distractions. Because he's so wiggly, this has been probably one of the most difficult things for him. And so we've gotten to where we can do some small distractions like opening doors, dropping an item, walking around, and moving things and making some noise. So you're just going to practice that and then periodically come back and reward him. Make sure you reward him by tossing the treat onto the bed. And that way he learns that the food comes to him where he is. If he gets up, he's not getting food. The food comes to him on the bed. If he gets up and you didn't release him, you're simply going to send him back and tell him place, wait for him to lay down, and then instead of rewarding right away, you're actually going to make him work for it a little bit. So you're going to walk a little bit away, or just stay still and hold a little duration, just something to make him kind of work for it, and then reward. If you don't do that and you reward right away every time you send him back, you will get stuck in a loop where he thinks he can get off just to be sent back to get a treat. So you're going to walk around. You can see me trying different things. You can jump around, just trying different things so that he is building up his tolerance of being able to stay while with distractions. When you're ready to release, use the word free, and that means he is free to get up and do what he wants. If you find that there's a distraction that is too hard for him, maybe it's going out of sight more, or you'll see here in this video, what was hard for him is me going to the chair in the corner and sitting down. So I sit down, he gets up immediately. I'm going to send him back. And then you'll see that until he lays down, I'm not going to move. So I'm going to wait. He lays down. I'm going to try again. And then we're going to send him right back. No treat reward for going back. And then we're going to break down that distraction into smaller steps. So you can see I barely kind of squat towards the chair and it makes him kind of want to get up. There's that wiggliness. So I'm going to reward him, and we're going to do that a couple times. We're going to build up and slowly work up to me being able to sit in the chair. We didn't get that all done in this session here that you'll see, but that is kind of how you would break down any kind of distraction that you find is too difficult for him. Make it smaller, turn it into baby steps, building up, doing the small baby step rewarding, small baby step rewarding, and building up till you can do the full thing.
Oops. Place. Remember. Good boy. Yes, good boy. There we go, good boy.
And when you're done and ready for him to get up, just say free and encourage him up. Another way to practice is in real life context. And when I'm doing it in real life context, I do what I call passive training. So I'm going to lay the bed out and I'm not actually going to tell him to place. This just helps build a foundation for place while also being a little bit more low stress for the humans as well as the dog, and just kind of building in some really great long-term duration. So to do this passive training, you'll place the bed next to you while you're cooking or eating, whatever context you would like Murphy to be able to stay in his place. And periodically, you're going to reward him if he's on the bed. If he stays there, he gets treats. If he gets up, no big deal, because you didn't tell him he had to be there. But we are rewarding him for making the choice to go back. So this is where that lower stress comes in, because you don't have to worry, oh, he got up, now I got to send him back. What am I supposed to do? Oh, he's not staying. You just reward him when he's on his bed and don't reward if he gets off. And then if he comes back, you reward again. And then you just will start to see him stay longer and longer. This helps build long-term durations. Murphy is able to stay on his bed throughout a whole meal with only maybe getting up once or twice. And sometimes that's for water. Other times here it's because he wants to be nosy and see what another dog might have, which you shouldn't have that problem at home. So you'll see that he gets up a little bit. I just don't say anything, but he always goes right back because he knows that being on the bed is what's getting him the reward.
Murphy,
wait means stop and don't go any further. So when you say wait, you're drawing an imaginary line and telling him he cannot cross that line unless you release him. So he can be in a sit, down, standing, and walk around even. This is not like a traditional stay. He can move around as long as he's not crossing that line. So here I've asked him to wait. I'm moving around and then periodically rewarding him for kind of staying behind that line. And then when I'm ready to release him, I'm going to say free. This is really helpful on stairs so you're not getting tripped, or just if you want to go into a room and you don't want him to follow you. Another important place to practice wait is around the front door. That way you're not having a dog that is dashing out the door every time it's opened. So just like I did with the stairs, I'm going to open the door, tell him to wait, open the door, and then kind of walk around, move around outside. You can see he is doing so great. He's waiting. He sees me moving, but he's not going anywhere. And then you're going to reward with wait by tossing the treat to him. So kind of like place, he learns that the food comes to him back behind that line. And with wait, you only have to release him if you're going to let him cross that line. So with the stairs, I let him free and cross the line so that he could come with me. Out the door, if I'm picking up a package, he's not going to be coming with me, and so we're not going to release him. We're just going to come in, reward, and then move on. So only release if you are letting him cross that line. So here I really tested him by practicing even walking away from the open door to see if he would try to go out the door. You can see he didn't. He knew to wait. He did such a good job. And lastly, you're going to see we're doing wait. We're going out on a walk. We're going to cue him to wait, open that door, and then tell him free so he knows he can go on to cross that line. for the potty bells, we've gotten to the stage where we have started to hang it on the door and we're practicing there. What I'm showing you here, though, is kind of a step before that, because this is where I want you guys to start practicing at home, just to help him kind of transition back into your house. So you're going to hold the bells, cue bells. As soon as he hits it, mark yes and toss a treat away. This just helps reset him to coming back. Repeat this until consistent, and then move it to the door. Practice the same way there. And then from there, it's just going to be cueing him to ring the bells every time you go outside. And that's a wrap on Murphy's training.